Have you ever lost a loved one? No, that's a rhetorical question, because most of you are thinking in your brains, of course, Shauna, one of us has lost a loved one sometime in our life. Unfortunately, I lost someone I loved very much recently to dementia, which was my grandmother. Now, my grandmother was very, very brave in battling dementia, and I watched her slowly lose that battle over 4 long years. But while battling said dementia, she still had defining features that made her herself. First and foremost, she was very, very stubborn. She was funny, and she cared for her family. Most importantly, she was stubborn. Everybody knew that Jan was stubborn. She would always be sassy while getting help getting around because she had a harder time walking eventually. She would always say, "Get your hands off me, Larry." Larry's my grandpa. And he would walk away, and then 3 seconds later, she'd say, "Get back here, where are you going?" And when she would get offered food, no matter how much we knew she liked it, she'd say, "Get that out of my face, you know I don't like that." But we always knew that she was down for a good cookie. While most of her sass was quite funny, she herself was funny. She would always have these one-liners when she thought she was just dead asleep. My grandfather would say something sly about her, obviously joking. They had a relationship like that. And she would stop snoring a little bit. And then we'd hear her say, "I can hear you, Larry, I'm right here." And of course, her abrupt snoring, even though she'd be quiet for hours, she'd just let out one big snore and we'd be like, "Oh, Grandma's sleeping." But most importantly, she cared about her family dearly. She would always make sure we got fed, even though our stomachs were full, about to burst, of pork and potatoes. She'd always make sure to put more in front of our face and insist that we eat it, even though we didn't want to. And she would always want to know how we were doing. She would always throw these Christmas parties that her and Grandpa had for a tradition. And even when the dementia started to set on, she'd always have a smile on her face, seeing family, friends, and everybody. Family was a really important thing to her. And even though dementia can take away the memory really bad, and people know with dementia, they tend to forget even their loved ones, but she always remembered who everybody was. To sum it all up, there's no way I can say every amazing thing that my grandmother was in a 3 to 4 minute speech. And again, my grandmother was very, very brave in battling dementia. And even though dementia can take away a person's defining features and personality, she was still very stubborn, quite funny, and cared for her family more than anything else. Her death was a grim reminder that you should always love and cherish your loved ones before they're gone.